really big news, Sahil, we just had. We just talked about it with Congressman Brad. Tell us what's going on up there.
David, it's certainly a big deal because canceling or delaying the August recess is a highly unusual thing. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has announced moments ago that the Senate will delay the start of the August recess by 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks they're going to be able to stick around and work on things. Now, what McConnell mentioned was in his statement, he said after the Senate finishes its work on health care, they can turn to other things like the National Defense Authorization Act, which essentially funds the Pentagon and decides how to do so. And to move on to a series of nominations from President Trump that McConnell said Democrats have been obstructing. So those are the two things on the agenda. Of course, they've got to do other things like pass a budget resolution, like raise the debt limit, and keep the government funded. It's not clear how much of that stuff they're going to be able to do before the August recess, but this is a real signal, and it's a significant response to the pressure he was facing from members of his own party, saying that we just haven't gotten nearly enough done to be able to go home to our constituents.
So, Sahil, it's always good to go to the horse's mouth, so to speak, and I want to read now from the Bloomberg exactly what Mitch McConnell said. It's not long. Quote, in order to provide more time to complete action on important legislative items and process nominees that have been stalled by a lack of cooperation from our friends across the aisle, the Senate will delay the start of the August recess until the third week of August. So I must say, until you just said it, and I just read it then from Mitch McConnell, I hadn't focused on the confirmation issue as well. I had been focused more on health care and on tax reform. Do you have any sense from your reporting what's driving this? Is it fundamentally health care? Is it fundamentally tax reform? Is it nomination, confirmation? What is really driving this?
It's a combination of everything, David. They're very far behind on budget deadlines. They're far behind on setting a budget resolution for spending and tax levels in fiscal 2018. That, of course, is the vehicle they plan to use for any tax cuts or tax reform that they try to do. They have not settled on the parameters for that. They need to fund the government one way or another, either with a new series of appropriations bills or with a stopgap continuing resolution that keeps existing spending levels in place while they figure it out. They have to do that by September 30th. They have to extend the children's health insurance program and flood insurance by September 30th and then raise the debt limit soon after. None of these things have gotten off the ground really at this point. And based on that and based on the fact that they haven't delivered on the two big things they wanted to, healthcare and taxes, it's very difficult for Republicans to go home and look their constituents in the eye and say we accomplished something.
Sahil, just to press you briefly on this, just briefly, my experience in any big complex organization, whether it's in government or whether it's in private sector, is if everything's your priority, nothing's your priority. Is there no sense of priority coming out of the White House?
Well, healthcare definitely. Coming out of congressional leadership. Now, the priorities in the White House seem to be elsewhere. That seems to be the Russia investigation, battling that back. The president has an ongoing feud with certain news outlets that at least takes up a lot of his public statements and tweets and morning tweets. So from congressional Republicans, the priority is absolutely healthcare.